Europe is big. Big in history, big in bloody history. Just today in Denmark, we are marking the 9th of April. A very good celebration of the European project. Because it also reminds us how big it is to dare to work together in order to make peace. The European project is big in many ways. It is probably the most original geopolitical experiment of our times. It engages over 500 million people. It has a large single market on par with the US economy. And the achievements of the European Union, they are big. The process of European integration has worked like a magnet in the course of history. And the main force of that is the values and the principles that underpins it. Some started it, and a lot of countries have joined over the years. Since 1973, many have done so to be part of a community founded on law, solidarity, and the respect of human rights. It's big.
You're still fairly new in your EU position. What should companies expect of you and your approach as Commissioner?
Well, first of all, something I think of is very basic is to be even-handed, to look at the facts. Because when we do antitrust work, merger, when we approve or disapprove of state aid, eventually it will have to stay up in court. And the court doesn't look at feelings or political ideologies or whatever. The court will look at the law and facts. And I think that is one of the enormous strengths of the European Union, is that it's built on law. And I think that is one of my first obligations, is to make sure that it stays that way.
Well, what kind of system does the European Commission and you hope to maintain in a market, a free market that becomes more and more global?
Well, I think exactly to take the experiences that we gained from creating the single market. I think the round figure being told about the single market was that it created 2.5 million jobs. Now we take the same logic and try to create a trade agreement with the US in order to give new opportunities for any business in Europe, for consumers as well, to enlarge the market and also by that to create more jobs.
Could you explain us very shortly, what is your main concern when it comes to very big companies like Google?
I think there is a thing which is very good, that it can be a great success to be a great company, because it's a reflection of the fact that customers like you. The problem arises if you start to misuse your dominant position. And that can be that can be in cement, in steel, in the digital field. All these markets will be different. But there's not a problem in being big. Problem only arises if you start to use your size and your muscle to keep other people out.
When you put your focus on big companies like Volvo, Scania, I know yesterday you also set a depth investigation into the proposed merger of Telia and Telenor, the Danish telecommunication companies. What kind of example would you like to state to business people all around the world when you put that on the table?
Well, the basics is, of course, that a message to all the companies who play completely by the book, that we'll be here for you. That we'll be here for you to protect you from the effects of those who do not play by the book. And it's my impression, and it's a very strong impression, that the large majority of companies, they want to compete, and they expect fair competition from their competitors. And they have to be able to rely on public authorities to be there for them, to get, hopefully, ahead of those who do not compete in a fair way.